Hey everybody, it's Rob here, and the Diablo news keep on piling today. After we've gotten the D3 patch notes for Season 29, we also got some new Diablo 4 patch notes for a patch that's hitting on August 5th next week on Tuesday, and let's just go over it real quick here. So there have been a lot of bug fixes and changes here. So the first one here, and I really like this change. It basically allows us to speed up the game even more and have more efficient farming routes. Because the Malignant monster hearts that they drop, you know, when you have to click these hearts, they spawn way faster now. Usually it would take 5 seconds from when you click the heart until the elite spawned, and they have reduced this to 2 seconds. So it's a very nice thing if you're running like Nightmare Dungeons or even in the open world, you can just keep getting these hearts. And also with a decent chance for a Wrathful one, just on the sides. You don't have to specifically target farm only Malignant tunnels. And this has been made a lot easier. You don't have to backtrack as much, you don't have to wait as long. So yeah, 2 seconds, very good change, speeding up the game. Players are now in the trade channel by default. So I guess when you log in, like you instantly in the trade channel. I'm not really sure what this entire like trade channel idea will be in game. There is the trade channel, it exists. But I don't really see any, you know, like good system there where you can actually efficiently trade. Like most people just use like the Sanctuary Discord or any other like third-party website to trade with people. I think they could improve this like way more on Blizzard sites, and who knows, maybe something for the future. Because I really like the social aspect, and just trading in general is a good thing, in my opinion. Bug fixes, and here's a big one. Fixed an issue where Nightmare Dungeons could be repeated by prompting other party members to leader. So this is how we and many people in the community manage to run the same Nightmare Dungeon key over and over again. And apparently this has to do with like the world states, and this has been addressed now. So it's no longer possible. I don't really like this change too much, because I like, you know, grinding, like the way is to go, like you want to grind and get some new gear, and this just made it like way more efficient to do so, like you don't rely on like all the randomness and stuff. So I really like that, but apparently this is not possible anymore. We'll see, because there was also some methods to reset the solo dungeons by just like prompting another like normal dungeon, if that is fixed as well. And this might also fix the bell ringing stronghold issues if they change how party world state works. But yeah, all of that we will have to test on the August 15 when this new patch drops. I'm not too sure how this is gonna go, but I mean, first impression, I think it's not that great change. At least if you like group play. For a solo player, it was kind of frustrating that this wouldn't work if you were alone. But I would have like hoped for like ways to like, I don't know, have an easier way of like navigating 2D Nightmare Dungeons as a solo player as well. But we'll see. The next one here, fix an issue where gathering legions could stop progressing. Okay, that's good change. There's several bug fixes here on the Druid. Nothing really too game breaking, just for some of the underused stuff that's actually possible now. Some quest fixes here as well. I mean, you can check out these out for yourself. I don't think there was anything too crazy here. Fix an issue where lines would appear on the world map. Yeah, I've noticed this one, I remember. World boss fixes. Okay, this one is big. Tooltips for Caged Heart of Tarasha, Caged Heart of the Great Feast, now correctly set that their bonuses are additive instead of multiplicative. I was kind of hoping that this was a bug, right? And this is the essence, the Great Feast. So this was never supposed to be X. It was always supposed to be plus, like so just additive in the same bucket as all the other multiplayers. So it essentially makes this gem now like, I mean, useless basically. Like there's no reason to ever play this, really. Because I mean, it has a negative side, and I mean, we have the Barber in the game, so I was kind of hoping to see that they would actually change the mechanic and make the multiplicative, because yeah, it just feels bad having these like additive gems in there. But yeah, I guess they have updated the tooltip now. At least it's not misleading, because showing an X here, but then it's actually being additive and way worse than it actually is, was a bad thing. They've changed that, so it's not really going to change anything. You're still going to play the Barber in all of these builds, because yeah, these gems are just going to be additive now. It's unfortunate, but at least the tooltip is updated so we don't have the misleading of the players. Because I get this question all the time, like, why are you not playing Great Feast, or is it viable? And yeah, it's not, guys, because it's just additive. It's in the same category as all your core damage, as all your physical damage, all that stuff. Like, it just significantly reduces the viability of these gems. There's been a Caged Heart of Determination, has its description updated to specifically reduce resource draining effects from enemies. So I'm not sure like what exactly this will mean, like if it actually prevents resource drain now. I don't really think, especially after they removed the Nightmare Dungeon affix resource drain, if there's even any resource drain stuff left. So we'll have to see. And then a bunch of miscellaneous fixes here. I'm not really sure, like this is not really anything that I've experienced myself much. I don't know what else will be in this patch. I hope there could be some addressing of like the dupes that floating around, or like there's duped golds, duped items. I'm not sure if all these have been addressed, but hopefully they did, or if not, they might be in the August 15th patch here. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe there's still ways to reset Nightmare Dungeons after this in groups. Like we'll test all that. But yeah, overall, this at least like bridges the gap between a group and solo play like a little better, right? Obviously, you can still share the keys in groups, like not run the same key, but like if 4 people have a Serra's Lyre key, like you can run 4 of them in a row, basically. But yeah, that's been the update so far. We'll test it next week. We'll see where it lands. I have a couple more build guides on Upheaval, Whirlwind stuff coming up. Barbarian looks very strong right now, and I don't see any Barbarian nerfs in here, my friends. So I think we're on the good side. And I mean, like Druids, Necros, and Rogues have been this powerful since 2 months, and they haven't really been addressed. So I'm very happy to see the Barb at least up there. So the only class I feel now that's like kind of a bit weaker right now is the Sorcerer. Maybe we'll see something there, but for now, guys, Berserk Ripping, Barb Bleed builds got a pretty significant buff. I hope you enjoyed this little overview. I'll see you soon. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Take care, guys. GG.